Hey guys, a little bit more experimentation with the Jackery today. Got a 7-watt LED string of Christmas lights hooked up to the AC output. Not a huge draw. We're at 7 watts right now, 6 watts, and the Jackery is fully charged, so we're going to leave that on for a few hours. And the main thing is I want to draw it down a little bit and charge it with a solar panel that I have. So we'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, it's been 2 hours and we're at 97%. It's drawing 8 watts. A minute ago it was up to 10. It's hovering right in that 7-watt area. A little bit ago, like I say, it was up to 10. And even now it fluctuates between 10 and 8. Don't know how accurate that is. Maybe some of it has to do with the fact that as these LEDs heat up, they might draw more current. Not sure about that, but at any rate, it's only a couple percentage points down over the course of 2 hours. And it's, it's a small LED Christmas light, 8 watts. Not a huge draw. So we are going to disconnect this and take it outside and see how long a 15-watt 10-year-old solar panel takes to top off our battery. Okay, so here we are with the solar panel connected. This is the same solar panel we used in a video 10 years ago or so on the channel. You can look that up if you want. We had that connected to a charge controller and then to a gel cell battery. And we didn't do a heck of a lot of experimentation with it. It was more of a emergency backup type deal. This Jackery is, much newer technology. It's going to be much more useful than just a simple battery. We can get into the functionality of that at a later date, but for now I wanted to see how this is going to perform as a recharge device. This thing says 15 watts, up to 15 watts. So I don't think I've ever got 15 watts out of it, but it's up to 15 watts. And again, it's 10 years old. Haven't used it much, and I don't know if they degrade over time, but I think these advertised rates are always way exaggerated. Anyway, got that connected through an adapter we purchased from Amazon. It takes the SAE and it converts it to this 8mm for the use on the Jackery. And you'll want to observe polarities if you do something like this. Just make sure that you don't reverse the polarity on your Jackery. I don't know if there's any protection against that internally. I can look that up and maybe supply that information at a later time, but we used a meter, got the polarity correct using a gender bender there, and plugged it in. Anyway, I did some earlier checking on this yesterday, and when I plugged this thing in, it didn't register any wattage initially. Later, it registered, I don't know what that, okay, so it just topped itself off. I've had this plugged in for about 10 minutes now, and it's topped off from the I think it was 98% or 97% up to the 100%. It doesn't register any wattage today. Yesterday it took some time, and maybe, I don't know if it doesn't register if it's below a certain threshold, or if the panel's just not putting out as much that would register on here. But yesterday it was registering 7 watts after a while. So I may have to discharge this again a little bit and see what happens, or just leave it plugged in and see if it starts to register wattage. Again, I don't know how this is designed, so I don't know if there's going to be any wattage. If it's at 100%, it may not see a need to charge, and so you might not see that. But or if the wattage meter is telling you what's available. So we'll find out about that, but we'll pause this video for now and resume in a little bit. Okay, so put a little clamp there to prevent that thing from sliding off. Don't want it to break. And I've also connected a lamp that's got a 25 watt LED bulb in it. I think it's I forget what the lumens are, what it's equivalent to, but it's just a small lamp for reading. At least that's what it was intended for originally. But there's a little LED bulb in there, and that is drawing, I think, about 20 watts. We'll check that out. So yeah, we're drawing 20 watts, and still there's no indication of input wattage here from the solar panel. But I know it's doing something because it charged us up a couple percentage points earlier. What we'll do now is we'll let this run for a while. By the way, the LED Christmas lights took 2 hours to drag it down to from 100% to, I think it was 97, and this panel has brought it up, at least by the indicator on the front, up to full charge in only a matter of 15 minutes. So now we're going to see how this panel performs and how the Jackery performs illuminating that lamp while we do the pass-through charging. So we'll see how that works. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour or so, and we're actually getting 4 watts displayed. Now it's showing 3 watts on the display here. Fluctuates 4 watts, 3 watts. And we've got 22 watts going out to the lamp. You can see that illuminated in there. And so we're doing the pass-through charging it while we're using it. It's down to 96. Obviously 7 watts is not sufficient to replenish 23 watts going out, but I think what you can do here is, obviously you're not going to be using this thing as much during the daytime. If you use it at night for something, whether it's a lamp or whatever, and you're replenishing in the daytime when you're not using that same level of power, it could be sustainable, even with something like this, a 15 watt or 7 watt effective solar panel. So it's a little bit brighter out now. We do have some clouds, but it's getting some good direct sunlight. A better panel obviously would improve matters. Probably look at doing that down the road, but for now we're still experimenting and learning about how this thing operates, but very happy with it so far, and we'll keep doing videos on this and other things. Thanks for watching.